45, huh? I don't know how much of an enforcement zone that this is. Well, I gotta tell you, there's some stretches here along this road going into this one town. They deliberately moved the reduced speed zone back about a half mile, and it was an absolute bonanza for people that didn't notice. Boy, they were really filling the city coffers with that one. That's the first time I've been stopped at this light. Never always seem to hit it just right, or I can kind of roll up and it turns green. Well, at least not a long one, but that left turn back there, that's a beautiful drive. It's kind of like the one we were just on, but longer and better. A lot of guys I've seen with irons flip their mirrors down, and I haven't done that, and I don't think I will, because I don't know, maybe it's because of my smaller size. I can see it in back of me pretty well. Plus I did the flipping on my Beezer. I got a 66 BSA Thunderbolt that I'm going to get running again this year, which I've said every year for I don't know how many years. Not that much to it, just a little time and effort, and probably sell it because I don't know, one bike's enough for now. But anyway, I flipped the mirrors on that thing, and I noticed that when I'm wearing a full face helmet, I have to kind of tip my head down to see what's behind me. And here it's, it's like it's right there. So I don't see where there's an issue. tried on a different pair of boots today than what I'd been wearing, and the toe cap's a little bit softer, and I feel like I can feel the shift lever better. Plus, they don't feel quite so clunky. So I think all around it's a good thing, and it's probably what I'm going to be wearing from now on. The pair I had been wearing were actually a pair of military boots. I think I got them in a Army-Navy store, and as is typical, military sizes are like way small. Like I typically wear a 7.5 or an 8 shoe, and these are like size 5, and yet there's plenty of room in them. And I had Vibram soles put on them because those get really good grip. But they're, like I said, they're kind of clunky. They're so thick that you can't feel things very well through the sole and through the toe as well. Wow, some little pickups there. Never noticed those. Yeah, whenever you're riding a bike, you tend to see things and smell things that you don't see when you're riding in your cage. You guys and you gals, you know what I mean. The ride on this Sporty is better than I expected for a Sportster, because you know, like the first one we had, which was an '89 Hugger, man, that thing was true to what people said. I mean, it rode like a buckboard. And the XL1200, that was kind of the same ilk. That was a custom bike, custom paint job, hand lettering the name Sportster on the tank, had a belt drive that was installed. They didn't come with belt drives, but we had one installed. And boy, that was one pretty motorcycle. That's the last bike Ms. Knight rode. We were coming back from a run with another couple. I was on my electric glide, she was on her Sporty, and the other couple was on some bigger than anything Honda Goldwing thing, and one of the 6-cylinder models, the one he proudly displayed the Made in America sign, which I guess made it kind of okay for him. What do I care? Anyway, she pulled over to the side, and I'm talking, this is on an expressway, limited access highway, and she said, I heard this voice in my helmet. She said, something said like, Miss Knight, I do not want you doing this. You have a daughter to raise. And she sold it. And other than a few rides on the back end of my electric glide, that was it for her riding career. And she's in no way interested in getting back into it now. You know, each of us has to decide what's right for us and what isn't. I don't know how long I'm going to be able to do this. There are people in my local club here, and I'm not talking about the hog chapter, the local club in my village, that seem like they're very healthy and strong to me, and they just reached the point where maybe they had their little aha experience and they decided, well, I'm not going to do this anymore, and yet they stay with the club because of the friendships they formed. And that's the nice thing about being in a club. let this guy know what I'm doing. Deer crossing, oh boy. That'd be a nice thing to run into when you're out for a nice pleasant afternoon ride, wouldn't it? One of my best riding buddies is from New Hampshire, and after he got close to retirement and moved back to New Hampshire, and he was talking about how, you talk about deer crossings, you ought to see what it's like when there's a moose crossing. I think it's bad running into a deer. Imagine what it would be like if you were on a bike and you ran into one of those dudes. Woo! You'd probably be dead meat, and he'd probably just get up, shake himself off, and walk away. Yeah, the speed limit is 50 here. The local throwaway is definitely saying, mind your speed limit, folks. This is a community here that's not restricted community, but heavily retirement individuals. So it pays to be extra cautious because you got people that are in their 80s and some in their 90s and are still driving. Woohoo! Heads up, folks. I'm not that old. But I'd like to live to be that old.